was one little incident reported in the German mainstream media that the Americans offered help to the Japanese after the disaster, and they offered help from their army, from their navy, because they had this airplane carrier close to Japan, and the Japanese refused. And this was also then put in that way that the Japanese were too proud to accept help, and they only wanted to cover up their own failure and their own corruption. But maybe they just knew that this was used some hours before to destroy their country and to attack their capital also. And the point that another source is mentioning, and this is through David Wilcock. This is another website. It's called divinecosmos.com. David has a lot of interesting information on his website. He's, by the way, said to be the reincarnation of Edgar Cayce. And some of the photo material I saw might point to the conclusion that he is. And he has some interesting contacts. And one of these contacts is a journalist who is working in Asia, and he is called Fulford. And this is also a very, very interesting source. Some people may think it's a little outrageous, but it's giving very clear hints about what was going on. So if you want to check the Benjamin Fulford interviews, there's two interviews on the Divine Cosmos website. This is very revealing, not only about the Fukushima thing, but he said that there was a lot of pressure given to the Japanese government, and they were sort of handing over billions of dollars to this cabal, to this sort of secret government. And well, the point is, of course, now people will ask, why were the Japanese attacked? And I guess, and also there you have layers upon layers. And there are people saying the Japanese were planning to give nuclear material to Iran, and that's why Israel stepped in. And actually, I don't really believe that. For me, that also sounds like another cover-up, and to give the blame to Japan. So to say, no, if you want to believe in weird stuff, then believe this. Yeah. But what this Fulford interview is pointing out, that it's way worse than that, and that it's the old banking system and banking families that already financed Hitler and all kinds of other bastards they installed worldwide. And that the Japanese sort of refused to get or to continue with their play. And so Fukushima was the reaction, and it was an inside job by the CIA, and they smuggled these nuclear weapons into Japan, and it was covered with marijuana, and it was sort of, because the CIA, as you probably know, is doing a lot of drug dealing, and that's part of how they finance themselves. And it was it was sort of covered as the usual marijuana smuggling thing, but there were these nuclear weapons inside, and so that's how this stuff got into Japan, and then through these camera installation, work, the nuclear weapons got into the power plants.
Right. Well,
and that's where they exploded.
Well, just a quick reminder for those who don't know what HAARP is. HAARP is short for High Active Auroral Radio Frequency Program, which is these 160 something antennas that are in Alaska, and basically the Air Force created these antennas to sort of test communication with the submarines, with U.S. submarines. Well, that's what they tell you. But there's many evidence. There's a gentleman, a doctor by the name of Nick Begich in Alaska, who wrote the book, These Angels Don't Play, This HAARP, which has done tremendous amount of work on these antennas and tells you a lot of information, what they do with these antennas. I was watching, Alex, this one particular show with Jesse Ventura, who was the former governor of Minnesota. He has a show now on I think it's True TV in the United States, where he goes and visits Nick Begich in Alaska, and Nick tells him to put these electrodes on his face, and he sends him a little wave that's about 40 hertz. It's a very minor wave, and when he sensed that vibration, he says, "Oh my God, I hear music in my head, but there is no music." You know, his ears are covered. He covers his ears. And he's like, well, you see how easy it is just to send a frequency and make you believe that there's music when there is no music here? So he's very shocked. I mean, and you can see this. Now, these antennas obviously can create a lot more than just a little 40-watt wave that's shot into the ionosphere of our planet. And will we know for sure if they use this? We can't prove it. No, we're not there. But there's a lot of evidence that points that yes, they could create tsunamis, earthquakes, and so forth. And you mentioned just this before about that one of the theories is that Japan didn't want to cooperate with certain things, or they wanted to sell nuclear technology to Iran. But in Indonesia, when there was the tsunami in Indonesia, the U.S. government wanted Indonesia to get on board with this terror alert and to support the terrorism around the world. And Indonesia said basically, you know what, we're not interested. We don't want to get involved with that. And shortly after that, they were hit with that tsunami. You know, there's many theories on that as well. But you know, there's so many things like that coincide, and then you say, well, you know, this is